Chakurana diloje jami jami paposi. Chakurana diloje jami jami paposi. Divigan hiri prakasito. Divigan hiri prakasito. Prima bhakti jaha hoti avijja vinasa jati.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Tulsi Mati, Tulsi Devi, Tulsi Devi, Jaya Tulsi Devi. Jaya, Jaya Tulsi Devi, Tulsi Devi, Jaya Tulsi Devi. Shri Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Vrindaya Tulsi Devi Jai Priyaya Keshavascha Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satyavachai Namo Namah. Shri Vrindaya Tulsi Devi Jai Priyaya Keshavascha Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satyavachai Namo Namah. Shri Vindhya Tulsi Devi Jai Priyaya Keshavascha Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satyavachai Namo Namaha. Shri Tulsi Maharani ki jai. I bow down before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has his wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy on him, you make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire is also that you grant me residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Thus within my vision, I'll always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to take me forward, Karo damsels of Raj. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your old maid servant. This very fallen and lonely servant of Krishna praise, may I always swim in the love of Shri Radha and Govinda. Shrimati Tulsi Mara ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Everyone, please join together in doing Mangala Charana prayers. Om Ajnanatimirannasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyaham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sra. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya. That's all of our respects to all our assembled Vaishnavas and all other devotees. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Srila Prabhupada Pranam Mantra. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Shri Panchatattva Mahamantra. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Glorification of Nam Prabhu. Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Nasteva 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 Gatiranyata. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Two more times together loudly. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Everyone, please, our humble request. Prasadam, I know it's still, we still have some time for prasad, I'm kidding. But please, everyone, as loud as possible. We were saying last week that today nobody's working today. Nobody had to work this morning, I hope and pray that nobody had to work this morning. So we should be well rested and ready for the program today. So please, as loud as possible, everyone. Hare Krishna. Louder, please. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Still some devotees are not responding. We'll do one more time. Please, please don't feel shy. It is said that this chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the most important thing. Mayapur Prabhu just recited a prayer, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevala, where it said 3 times that this chanting of the holy name is the only way. Is the only way? It's the only way for us to attain salvation from all the sufferings of this world. And leaving out that fact, we are all called the Hare Krishnas. We can't be called the Hare Krishnas and feel shy to say Hare Krishna. Please, everyone, as loud as possible. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! That was quieter than the first time. One more time. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Thank you very much. I'm sorry for putting you through that. We'd like to welcome everyone to our Sunday Love Feast program. This Sunday program is called Love Feast because we're here to share love with one another in the way that Srila Rupa Goswami, one of our acharyas, one of our spiritual guides of the past, he has told us that one of the means by which we express love is by giving and receiving prasadam and accepting and honoring prasad. So we'll do that in a few, but along with that, we'll also sing the holy names of the Lord happily, in the most happy way as possible. And our humble request is that when we're chanting, we're maybe on a stage up here. Might seem like we are doing a performance, but we're not doing a performance. It's all of us together. We are not better than you sitting on the chairs. Technically, all of us are sitting on the same level. Actually, those chairs are a bit higher than the stage. So please consider yourself as the real performers. We are just here serving you. So please participate. We're not just performing for you to see us, but we are humbly guiding you along with a specific tune, a specific mantra. So please participate as much as possible. And we'd like to welcome you here. And how many of us are here for the first time? Please show by raising your hands. Please don't feel shy. We have a special gift for you. Please show by raising your hand who is here for the first time. We have 1, 2, just 2 people, 4 persons. So we'd like to welcome you, and whoever else who may be shy to indicate that they're here for the first time. We'd like to welcome you, and those of us who have already been here before, that means all of us are family. So we'd like to welcome these new members to our family by loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 3 times with our hands in the air.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
This is our special way of saying welcome, and we hope you feel at home, and we hope you have a nice experience this morning. What we'll be doing is that we'll be chanting the Maha Mantra and maybe sing a few bhajans. Today is also a very special program for 2 reasons. We're celebrating the life of one Mataji, the mother of our Narad Prabhu and the Dharmapatni of our dear Srila Prabhu. And along with celebrating her life, we've already finished Vaishnava Homa this morning. We started at 9 a.m. and we'll be reciting some verses from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in her honor. But along with honoring Mataji's life, we're also celebrating 9 years since we moved into this temple room, into this temple premises. We don't sound too excited about that, so please. So 9 years is quite a long time, so we'll be seeing some recap, some video clips, and some pictures of the ceremony that was happening, that happened 9 years ago. And after that, at 12, around 12 o'clock, we'll have the Artik ceremony of our Lordship. And then we'll have prasad served to everyone. And we can all share our experiences and say how nice the program was this morning. Thank you very much. All right, one more thing. I know I've been speaking for quite a while, but one more thing. If everybody could please move to the front. There are many empty chairs in front. So please move as I usually say my unique phrase, as front as possible. Please don't feel shy. We won't pick on you if you're sitting in front. The reason why we're asking you to come up in front is because when the mercy flows from the altar, everybody who's in front, they take most of it. So if you're sitting at the back, you'll miss out from something special. So please fill up the chairs as much as possible in front. Please don't feel shy. Thank you very much, Mahendra Prabhu, for coming up front. You can also come on stage and help us with Kartal if you like. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So please, everyone, participate as much as possible. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Ram Sankirtan Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, my Guru Chandra Prabhu. We also like to, as part of welcoming and acknowledging all the devotees who are participating, who are joining, and who are here for the program, we will also like to welcome everyone who are joining online or viewing the program live. And we'll be continuing with the chanting of the Jai Radha Madhava prayer bhajan. So everyone, please join with us in chorusing, after which we'll have a recitation of some verses from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna. So while we chant this Jai Radha Madhava bhajan, we'll humbly beg everybody to please meditate on their Lordship, Shri Paramakarunitaya Gaurachandra. For those devotees who are joining us for the first time, you may be unfamiliar, but just in case that you don't know, the two personalities on our altar, the one on your right is Lord Gaurachandra, and the one on your left is Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is the same as Lord Balaram. He's an incarnation of Lord Balaram, the brother of Krishna. And Lord Gaurachandra, or Lord Chaitanya, is an incarnation of Lord Shri Krishna. So those two personalities, Nitai and Gaurachandra, are just like Krishna and Balaram standing on our altar. So please, our humble prayer to them is to please bless us with their service, and especially for the family members who are celebrating the life of their mother or wife or whatever other relationship we shared with Mataji. We humbly beg you, you can meditate on their Lordship, Shri Paramakarunitaya Gaurachandra, and pray that wherever her soul is, that she is nicely engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And especially while chanting Jai Radha Madhava, we offer this as a prayer to the Lord for her benefit. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari, Jaya Jaya Kunja Vihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari, Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Givaradhari, Jaya Givaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Yashoda
Hare Krishna. So as we welcome all the devotees this morning, we also like to acknowledge the presence of His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu, who are with us, fortunately for today's Sunday feast. So as we announced earlier, we'll be reciting a few verses from the Bhagavad Gita on behalf of the late Sabitari Chaitra, the Dharmapatni, the wife of Ram Srila Prabhu, and also a mother of wonderful children. So the family were here since this morning, already participated in Vaishnava Homa being performed on behalf of Mataji. So we'll also be reciting from the Bhagavad Gita, the 12th chapter, and we're hoping that the verses will be on screen, just the Sanskrit shlokas along with the translations. We can all follow along in reciting, and it is very important, and especially we like to request that the family members of Mataji to please hear these verses as your offering unto your beloved Dharmapatni, your beloved wife, and whatever relation Mataji would have shared with the devotees here. So Mataji, of course, would have passed on about over 4 years ago, and this is just a gratitude memorial program. So as customary, we'll begin with invocation pranams. You can please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satatayukta Ye Bhaktasvam Paripasate Ye Chapyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittama.
Arjuna is speaking. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect? Those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested?
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Veshamano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetas Te Me Yukta Tamamata.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect.
Ye Tvaksharam Anirdesham Avyaktam Paripasate Sarvatra Gammachintyam Cha Kutastam Achalam Dhruvam Saniyamendriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhaya Te Prapnuvanti Mameva Sarvabhutahite Rataha.
But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons, engage in the welfare of all, at last achieve me.
Kleshodhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkam dehavadbhiravapyate.
For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal features of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied.
Ye tu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha ananyena yogena mam dhyayanta upasate teshamaham samuddhayata mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam.
But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in the devotional service, and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Mayeva manadhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayevam ata udhvam na samshaya.
Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live with me always without a doubt.
Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknushi mayi sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mamichhaptum dhananjaya.
My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Abhyasebhya samarthosi madkarma paramo bhava madartham api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi.
If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage.
Athaitaryapi saktosi kartum madyogamashrita sarvakarma phalatyagam tatah kuruyatatmavan.
If, however, you're unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act, giving up all the results of your work and try to be self-situated.
Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj jnanam dhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas dhyagat chantiranantaram.
If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation. And better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samah dukha sukha kshami santushta satatam yogi yatatma dhrida nishchaya mayarpita mano buddhir yo mad bhakta same priya.
One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
Yasmano dvijate loko lokano dvijate chaya harsha marsha bhayodvege muktoya sacha me priya.
He by whom no one is put into difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me.
Anapeksha shuchir daksha udasino gatavyata sarvarambha parityagi yo mad bhakta same priya.
My devotee, who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me.
Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na shochati na kamkshati shubha shubha parityagi bhakti manya same priya.
One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, such a devotee is very dear to me.
Samah kshatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayo shitoshna sukha dukkeshu samah sangha vivarjita tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketastiramate bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminated association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service, such a person is very dear to me.
Ye tu dharmamritam idam yatoktam paripasate shraddhadana matparama bhaktaste tiva me priyaha.
Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So that completes the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We also like to welcome those devotees who just arrived, and also we like to acknowledge His Grace Devish Narayan Prabhu. And as many of you would remember, just a week ago, last Sunday, Prabhu and his family, they lost his mother. And earlier, later, last week was the Antyeshta ceremony, the funeral rites. So let us all remember Mataji, for especially for those of us who knew her. She was, in her own little way, she also practiced devotional service, And we pray that wherever the soul is, that she can receive the benefits, the spiritual, with all what we are doing, chanting, hearing Bhagavad Gita, engaging in kirtan, worshiping their lordships, that Mataji also can receive those benedictions, those blessings, so that her journey can be a smooth one. So at this time, we would like to turn our attention a little, as Hari Kirtan Prabhu announced earlier today. It's auspicious in many ways, and one of it for all of us, this community here of devotees. If we remember, on Wednesday, 8th of June 2016 was the grand elaborate Mandir Pravisham ceremony, and that would have meant also, and I will take you back a little back into history. So this is very important history for all of us. Originally in late 2006, coming on 2007, the center ISKCON, the then Nimai Pandit Study Center would have started. Prabhupada Prabhu, Giri Krishna Prabhu, so many other wonderful families were here who began this preaching initiative that would have grew, that would have expanded over the years, last 2-3 decades. So in 2009, their lordships, Sri Sri Paramakaranitai Gaurachandra, came here to Georgetown. They came from Sriram Mayapur, India, and they were wonderfully installed and worshipped from that in January 2009 to this point, to present. And a few years later, when in 2011 they were here, but then if you remember, their lordships went over to Lot 13. So this place we say Lot 1. All the devotees knew here as Lot 1, and there's Lot 13. That's basically Prabhupada Prabhu's Vishaka Mataji's residence. The lordships would have moved there in 2011 to facilitate the construction of this building of the temple that we are all part of today. And from 2011 to 2016, their lordships were served worship at Lot 13. But on this day, a day like today, which is today is 8th of June, in 2016, that is when the lordships would have decided to finally move into their new palace, you want to put it like that. And of course, they're moving, it means that they are moving with their entourage, all the exalted, all the wonderfully dedicated devotees who were there then, and also from that time for the last 9 years, all the devotees who would have stood out and selflessly given their time, their energies, their efforts to see that the service goes on, to see that the temple, the operation of the temple goes on. So this is the mood, this is the spirit. It's one of reflection. It's one of remembering all that happened on that day. So I want to ask, and please show by raising hands, how many of us were there for the Mandir Pravisham? Can you please, if you don't mind? So quite a bit, maybe about half of the audience here. And of course there are many attendees, many other devotees who are not here today, but they were also present. So what is going to happen is that we have a short video clip that Hari Kirtan would have prepared some time ago, and so that will show and basically gives us some brief synopsis, highlight of what occurred as part of the Mandir provision and moving over of the deities, Sri Sri Paramakaranitai Gaurachandra. After which, we will be hearing from a few of the devotees who would have been integrally involved. Like for instance, today His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu is here with us today. Just yesterday, he would have conducted a Vivaha Samskar on East Coast, Monroe Post. So we'll be hearing from him as he was one of the leading priests presiding over the various pujas, yagyas, and so forth, the proceedings that happened, that occurred. So over to Hari Kirtan Prabhu.
Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe Bolo.
Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe.
Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe. Radhe, Radhe, Shri Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe. Oh, Jai Shri Krishna Bolo Jai Radhe.
We hope this was like a little refresher for you. So we're hoping during the few short remarks, presentations that we will have some of the pictures be sliding along also. So at this point in time, we want to officially welcome His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu, disciple of His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj. And originally, Prabhu is from Trinidad, but for the last almost 2 decades or so, he and his Dharmapatni has been residing in the UK. And it's been Prabhu has been coming. This is probably second visit or first or second for this year. Not sure. Second for this year, yes. So thank you, Prabhu, and we will be hearing from him a little about. As I mentioned, he was the head priest for the Mandir Pravisham ceremony, and he would have been instrumental in coordinating that aspect of the program, and also being with all the assistant priests and ensuring that when it comes to the actual ceremony, the Havan, the Yagyas, all the different aspects that consist of the Mandir Pravisham, His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu was there, and to render that service so that the beautiful center that we are all connected today, known as Hare Krishna Study Center, can be officially opened, and of course in the presence and welcoming their lordships, Shri Shri Paramakarnitaya Gaur Chandra, to their most beautiful home here. So we'll be hearing a few remarks from Rupa Goswami Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha Om Jnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful Sunday Love Feast of the Hare Krishna Study Center. It's my great opportunity and good fortune to be here. I just happened to be here on the 9th anniversary of our Mandir Pravesham, or the entrance of it into the Mandir. And in true usual Hare Krishna style, I was just asked yesterday to say something. So, since I've been here, literally on the spot, you're told to say something. So I was meditating upon it and thinking, well, what is it possible that I can say? And yes, I was very fortunate, as Prabhuji just mentioned, that I was instrumental. Actually, what it is that everything is done by the Lord. We understand that. This temple belongs to the Lord. We belong to the Lord. And we are simply His instruments. And He's doing everything as He desires and as He wills and how He wants it and when He wants it. And He just basically uses all of us for His service, for His benefit, for His enjoyment. And we get enjoyment of that as the byproduct of it. We get happiness. But not that we are aiming for that happiness. We just want to simply serve the Lord without any desire. But simply by serving and being engaged by Him like that, we attain that happiness. So it was a really, really grand and wonderful festival, as you can see, that we had. And it was all put together by all of the wonderful devotees here. And I was just assisting. I was just a little cog in the wheel of trying to get this whole thing arranged. And it was a really huge task and a lot of work. And also, it's as far as I remember, I arrived I think it was like a day before, 2 days before, something like that. And still, most things weren't ready, which again is the usual way that it goes. But amazingly, within such a short period of time, everything was arranged so nicely. And for those of you who actually witnessed it, it was an amazing, amazing festival. And again, that just shows how the Lord Himself is just giving His grace and giving His mercy. And He makes everything auspicious by His presence. So I was just thinking, okay, what does it mean, Mandir Pravesham? What does it mean, Mandir? We know Pravesham means to enter the Mandir, but what does it mean, Mandir? The Mandir is the home of the Lord, basically. And what does that mean? That it's the home of the Lord? Then that place for us, in our Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, it means that that place is Vrindavan. How many of you have heard of Vrindavan? All of you, I hope? So those of you who have heard about Vrindavan, Vrindavan is that place, geographically, it's in North India. And it's that place where Lord Shri Krishna, over 5,000 years ago, enacted His childhood pastimes. His beautiful, wonderful childhood pastimes that are attracting everyone up to this day. People are attracted to His pastimes. And they become His devotees. And for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the goal is actually not necessarily to go to that Vrindavan which is there in India and North India, but it is to attain that eternal Vrindavan. Eternal Vrindavan is what we consider to be moksha. Moksha means liberation from the cycle of birth and death, the samsara that is happening, that we all go through. But the point is that the goal is that we put a stop to that. We have to put an end to that. And the goal for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, as followers of Lord Shri Krishna, as followers of Lord Chaitanya, and as followers of Srila Prabhupada, is that we attain the eternal Vrindavan, where there is no birth, disease, old age, death, and there's eternal bliss. Like I was describing this the other day when we were having Bhagavatam class, that what it means is that, just think about it, you no longer get old, you no longer have to worry about disease, you don't have to feel hungry, you don't have to feel tired. All of the restrictions that the body gives to us, that we have now. Like I have a pain in my left knee for the longest while and it's not going away. And as you get older, you get more and more pains and you get more and more difficulties. But when we actually get liberation, when we actually attain eternal service in Vrindavan, that means that all of that stops. All of the suffering stops and all of the anxiety stops. And it's eternal bliss. Can anybody actually imagine that? Just think about that you're eternally happy. That there's no restriction to that happiness. And you could be there in a personal relationship with Lord Shri Krishna. And Lord Shri Krishna Himself is directly, He's popping laddus into your mouth. And these are very special ladus. These are ladus prepared by Radharani or ladus prepared by Mother Yashoda. And then you don't get full. If you don't need to be full, you can eat as many as you like. And you can keep on enjoying it and enjoying it. Isn't that wonderful? Without any restriction. You know, if we eat too many ladus here, we're going to get a belly pain, right? You know? If we eat too much prasadam, we're going to get a belly pain. But anyway, that's the goal. But what is the mandir? The mandir is like that medium that we can use. It's like that boat that we can use to take us across to that eternal Vrindavan. Because what is the mandir? The mandir is Vrindavan. Did anyone ever think about that? That we are actually so perfectly blessed that wherever there's a temple of the Lord and wherever the Lord is established, that place becomes a holy place. So we don't have to think that we need to go on pilgrimage, even though it's a nice thing that one could go on pilgrimage to the holy dhams in India and things like that. But for those of you that cannot do that, or it's not possible, or because of financial restrictions or maybe bodily restrictions or whatever, you have the mandir that you can attend. And I was specifically thinking about what Sri Advaita Acharya. Does everyone know who Sri Advaita Acharya is? Sri Advaita Acharya, if you don't know, when the altar opens again, there's a nice beautiful picture of the Panchatattva on the right side of the altar, and there are 5 personalities there. And the person on the far right, out of those 5 personalities, Sri Advaita Acharya. And Sri Advaita Acharya was a very close associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all of you know Gaurnitai, Sri Srinitai Gaurachandra, the personality on the left side is Lord Chaitanya, and the person on the right side is Lord Nityananda. So we worship him as a grihasta. You know what is a grihasta, right? Yeah? Audience, are you there? You can't answer. So all of you know what a grihasta is? Yes? Householder. So we worship Lord Chaitanya as a householder. That's why he's dressed so nicely, beautifully, like a king. Because in the later part of Lord Chaitanya's life, he took sannyas. And sannyas means renouncing all material things, including shaving your hair and being bald and no longer being attractive and only wearing 2 pieces of cloth and things like that. So when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas 500 years ago, it pained his very close associates very, very much, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar, Srivas, and Nityananda, because the Lord was so beautiful that they couldn't bear to see him. One of the names of Krishna is Keshava, and Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, in just a golden complexion. This is the only difference. So it means that he has very beautiful hair, and they couldn't bear to see that the Lord shaved off all of his hair, and then he was like a bald mendicant. But he immediately after he took sannyas, where did he want to go? He wanted to go to Vrindavan. And he immediately started his journey, because when you're renounced, you leave home, you leave everything. That's it. And you just want to go to the holy dham and reside and then travel everywhere. So Lord Nityananda, who is also on the altar, who is his very dear, as we say sometimes, elder brother. He acts like the elder brother in the pastime of Lord Chaitanya. We know him to be Lord Balaram. He tricks Lord Chaitanya. Because Lord Chaitanya, when he took sannyas, he was in great, great ecstasy. As you can see, Nitai Gaurachandra, they're always in ecstasy, right? They always have their hands up in the air like this, and they're chanting and they're dancing and they're in ecstasy. And why they're in ecstasy? Because they're seeing all of you also chanting and dancing. So in ecstasy, he couldn't even think, he's just thinking, just point me to the direction of Vrindavan, I'm going to walk there. And what Lord Nityananda did very trickily, he pointed him in the wrong direction. And he couldn't even know head of tails because he was so much in ecstasy. And what Lord Nityananda wanted is that he didn't want him to leave. He wanted him to stay there in Navadvip, in Mayapur, in that area. They couldn't bear the separation. He already shaved his head, he already took sannyas. They couldn't bear separation from him. So he kept on wandering, and he went to one of the villages in that Mayapur, Navadvip area called Shantipur, which is the place of Advaitacharya, who is there also, that I told you about. And Advaitacharya, when Lord Chaitanya came to Shantipur, he came to the Ganga. And Nityananda had arranged for some cowherd men. You all know what cowherd men are, gopas, right? So those who are taking care of the cows, they brought their cows to the Ganga so that they can have water and they can graze, etc. on the grass at the Ganga. So Lord Chaitanya is seeing them and he's thinking, is this Vrindavan? Is this the Yamuna? You know, so that Nityananda arranged it in such a way that he would think that is actually in Vrindavan. But he's there in Navadvip, he's there in Mayapur. And then Sri Advaita Acharya, he saw him and he got on a boat. He saw him from the other side of the river. And he got on his boat and he rowed very quickly across to meet him, and he brought a fresh set of clothing. So Lord Chaitanya is confused. He's like, Advaita, why are you here? Is this not Vrindavan? And then quickly, Advaita Acharya, he answered. What was his answer? And I'm not very good at Bengali, but he said, Je khani tomar pa pare, shestani Vrindavana. Which means, my Lord, wherever your feet is established, wherever your feet they touch, that place is Vrindavan. So that's what I was thinking, that when we did Mandira Pravesham, what it is really, yes, we had all of these big yagyas and sacrifices and everything, which is worshipping God, which is worshipping Krishna in one way, in the form of the sacred fire. But what it is that we actually establish the Lord in his home, as Sachi Prabhu said, that in his palace. And I was just thinking, when the Lord puts his feet here, this place becomes Vrindavan. And that goes totally in line with what Advaita Acharya says. So all of you right now in Vrindavan, you didn't have to go to any other geographical place. You can all just come to the temple. You could all come to the mandir. And then you're in this holy place. And Srila Rupa Goswami, my namesake, that I am very honored, he's one of the most important acharyas in our line as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. He wrote one book called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Do you all know that book? Everyone here knows that book? It's known by another name. It's because Srila Prabhupada, he translated it so that he could make it available for everyone to read. What's the other name? We know you will know, but I want the audience, the rest of the audience to say. What is the name of the book? Have you all read the Nectar of Devotion? No? How many of you have read the Nectar of Devotion? One person. Obviously you all read the Nectar of Devotion. Anybody else? No one? You guys, what are you guys doing? You need to get Nectar of Devotion for everybody afterwards, okay? Yes? And you all were going to read Nectar of Devotion. This is one of the most important books that you will read for anyone who is following in the line of Srila Prabhupada. Actually, it was the first book, one of the first books that I read when I came to Krishna consciousness. And it delineates everything that you need to know, how to practice, what is the particular type of yoga that we practice. You all know? I know that Guyanese people are shy. I thought Burmese people were shy. I didn't know Georgetown people were so shy. Anybody know what yoga do we practice? Bhakti yoga. And what does bhakti yoga mean? Devotional service. But what does yoga mean? Yoga means it's a particular path. It's a particular yoga means to link. Like we said, Yojaka Namagni yesterday in the fire of the wedding ceremony. Yoga means to yoke, to join us. So yoga is what we call an upaya. Upaya means it's a means to attain a goal. And the means that we're using is one of the means which is given by Lord Krishna, which is bhakti yoga, which is devotion. And devotional service or bhakti yoga is one of the easiest forms of being able to attain the Supreme Lord. All of you want to stop the cycle of birth and death? Or you don't mind staying here for another lifetime? How many of you want liberation? Okay, so some of you don't mind staying here. Anyway, for those of you who want liberation, I would beseech you to read this book, The Nectar of Devotion, and take up very, very strongly the practice of devotion, Bhakti Yoga. In that book, Srila Rupa Goswami, he delineates 64 items of bhakti, which is Vaidhi Bhakti, which is devotional service with rules and regulations, basically. So, could you imagine a big list like that? 64 different items of things that you should do in order to practice this bhakti yoga. You think that everybody could do that? It sounds doting, right? No? Yes? I'm accustomed when I'm doing weddings that I get people to answer, so sorry. But anyway, if you might find it doting, but there's one, Rupa Goswami then writes later on, they call it the Eastern Division of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is designed like an ocean. Sindhu means an ocean. So the ocean has different directions. So one of the directions, the eastern direction, he gives 5 potent forms of devotion. And what these 5 potent forms of devotion are? Number 1, Nama Sankirtana, which is the chanting of God's holy names. Okay? Then we have Bhagavad Shravana, which is hearing the Bhagavatam. Then we have Sadhu Sangha, which is the association of devotees. Those who are like-minded devotees, association of devotees. Then we have Shraddhaya Murti Sevaya, which is serving the Vigraha, the Lord's Archa Vigraha, or the deity, the Murti form of the Lord. And finally we have Mathura Vash, or Vrindavan Vash, which means residing in Mathura or Vrindavan, which also translates to residing in a holy place. But what we just said, wherever Lord Chaitanya, wherever your lotus feet are, that place is Vrindavan. So therefore, just residing here, even for a little while, you get the benefit of being in Vrindavan. So Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he was a genius. He's known to be the one who has created a home for the whole world to be able to fit in. And he took those 64 items of devotion, but more easily, the 5 most potent forms of devotion, and he made it established in all of his centers, so that every one of you, every single time that you get in contact with this society, you get in contact with any one of the mandirs, any one of the temples, you get to practice these 5 most potent forms of devotional service. And you know what that means? It means that if you take part in any one of these 5 or all the 5, that you very quickly make spiritual advancement. And what does that mean? If you make spiritual advancement very quickly, what does that mean? What is the goal? The goal is to develop love of God, but ultimately, this is the Hare Krishna Study Center, okay? We're studying here. The goal is to attain eternal service, I just said it, of the Lord in Vrindavan. So right now, okay, yes, we're in Vrindavan, this temple is also Vrindavan. But the whole goal is that via this temple and via the devotees and via these potent forms of devotion, that you will attain eternal Vrindavan, where you will never have to take birth again, and you'll never have to suffer birth, disease, old age, death, and all of the other things that come along with the package. There's all the other problems that go along with that. That we know that human life in this world is just full of problems, isn't it? We always have to be in anxiety. So just remember that the goal is that you will never have anxiety again. So what are the 5 most potent forms of devotion? I want at least when you go home today, you could at least remember that. Okay? 5 things. Number 1, Nama Sankirtanam. What does that mean? Yes? Chanting holy names of the Lord. Number 2, Shraddhaya Murtir Sevaya. Serving the Lord with faith and devotion. Yes? That's the deity form of the Lord. Number 3, what is it? Bhagavad Shravana. So whenever you come to the temple, you're always hearing something about the Lord, right? So Bhagavad Shravana means to hear about the Lord. Not only the Bhagavatam is the Lord. So just hearing about the Lord is Bhagavad Shravana. What's the 4th thing? Sadhu Sangha. So every time you come to the temple, aren't all of you sadhus? Anyone here not a sadhu? We have no sadhus? Or all of you are sadhus? So, you have the association of all of yourselves that are wonderful sadhus. And you get to reside within the holy place. But there's also one other point, that beside Mathura Vash or Vrindavan Vash, meaning that to come to the mandir is coming to a holy place. But where can you, if it is that you can't always come to the mandir, how are you going to get the benefit of that other potent form of devotion? Any ideas? In your heart. In your heart, that is also Vrindavan. Why? Because the Lord is eternally residing in your heart. So therefore, you as devotees, you as all sadhus, you should always, when you come to the temple, remember that the Lord is also in your heart, and always carry the Lord in your heart. And wherever you go, share that Lord with others. And therefore, you will also become walking Vrindavan. Yeah? So, I just wanted to leave you with that message that this is the purpose of these wonderful establishments, these wonderful institutions given to us by Srila Prabhupada and maintained by his wonderful devotees, that it's a very, very quick way, a very quick ticket to go home, to go to the spiritual world where we all belong, and to end all suffering eternally. So please take all advantage as much as possible and make it that this will be your last birth in this material world. Any questions? Any comments? Well, you didn't want to say anything anyway, but maybe you might have a question. Any questions? Anyway, thank you very, very much. I hope I wasn't too heavy with you all. But please enjoy the rest of the festival today. Hare Krishna. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you very much, Rupa Goswami Prabhu, for sharing those few thoughts and also some specific memories of your participation for this wonderful event that occurred 9 years ago. So this time, His Grace Prabhupada Prabhu is joining us virtually via Zoom, and today it's auspicious day. It's Panihati Dahi Chida Utsav, or what is called Chip Rice Festival, the beautiful pastime that occurred. So Prabhupada Prabhu is joining us from the US, from Atlanta, Georgia, participating in that festival and also remembering and sharing a few thoughts on today's occasion, the 9th anniversary of the Mandir Pravisham ceremony. Over to Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sachisuta Prabhu. Their glory Srila Prabhupada ki jai, their Lordship Sri Sri Paramakana Nitai Gaura Chandra ki jai. Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to our temple, especially Ramasrila Prabhu and his family. His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu and everyone there. Definitely, for us, it's like a few days ago that this would have took place, the Mandir Pravesham ceremony. And those of you who saw the little video just now and who was there back in those days, I don't know what would have passed through your mind, especially Rupa Goswami Prabhu being here back on this day, which was 9 years ago. Maybe Rupa Goswami Prabhu, maybe it probably looked long to you, 9 years, but for us, it's like just the other day. The Mandir Pravesham ceremony would have been one of its kind. It's like we describe it as like we went to a different loka and we came back, and afterward it is like, it's something that like it never happened. We can imagine what was it, but the feelings, the experience that day was overwhelming. I would say completely out of this world. That bringing over the deities from Lot 13 and come in front of the temple, greet their lordships, walk around the temple, circumambulating the temple with the chakra, with the flag, the hawan, the 4 or 5 kun that was set up, and the kirtan, everything. Pratu Prabhu was there assisting and doing the final artik. It was for us like, we had achieved it, even though the official opening would have been, a month after. But for us, we felt that, as if we have achieved it. We are finally there. Their lordships are moving into their new and beautiful home, which we would have promised, for quite some years, that, we'll bring them into their new home, into their new altar. So it was something magnificent. It was something, fulfilling. It was one of the greatest achievement. I will say that in my experience, worshiping or endeavoring to worship Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda in the most beautiful form of Sri Sri Paramakarna Nitai Gaurachandra. And then, of course, later Srila Prabhupada arrived there. So now that we only had the deities now, but we also had Prabhupada to take care of. And we are only hopeful with each and every one of you service over the years that they are most pleased with us, that they are very happy and satisfied with all of us service. And therefore, I like to take this opportunity to encourage the devotees that this year, 9-year means next year will be 10th anniversary for the Mandir Pravesham and for the inauguration of the temple. So I hope that this little ceremony here on Ratha Yatra coming up next month would be a big boost for all of us to really look forward to something or work towards something grand, honoring next year the 10th Mandir Pravesham and of course inauguration celebration of the temple. So that's my encouragement. Let us all inspire ourselves. Let us look forward for a grand celebration next year. We will actually say from now publicly that we will declare it more and more in the festival next month, that it will be a whole year activities. The year 2026 will be a whole year activities in honoring and celebrating HKSC 10th inaugural anniversary. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Rupa Goswami Prabhu and all the devotees. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I deliberately walk around here I hope you get a little view of the background, the festival ground. And Balavanta Prabhu and others are giving Prabhupada Kata there. So I need to get in back there right now.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So thank you for taking this few minutes of As you can see, for those of you who are following, Prabhu has given us a live synopsis of the festival arena. It's usually a big festival at the temple there, New Panihati Dam. That's the name of the temple in Georgia, Atlanta. And today they have a wonderful Panihati Chidadahi Utsav. And Prabhu and Mataji are there. And of course, many senior Prabhupada disciples, many devotees are there also joining. So thank you, Prabhu, once again. So we will take like maybe 2 or 3 short presentations, remarks from devotees who are here for that festival, for the Mandir provision, and also, you know, they have been serving for many years. Just to think and to remember, you know, for those of us who are fortunate. Hare Krishna, Ajamil Prabhuji.
Jisuta Ajamil Prabhu is here also. So today they are celebrating Mandir Pravesham. 9 years ago we did the Mandir Pravesham ceremony to move in the temple, and then we had the 5-day festival in July for the inauguration of the temple. So it's on the program. So say Hare Krishna to the
Haribol, Hare Krishna, Satyasuta Prabhu, Jai.
Hare Krishna, Ajamil
Haribol,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Look,
Tell them you're coming to Guyana soon.
me coming Guyana soon. And I'm with the best guy, and he's here, Prabhupada Dev now.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So we'd like to invite Her Grace Ladini Mataji, followed by Mayapur Chandradev Prabhu, and then Hare Kirtan Prabhu, just to give brief comments or remarks on their memories and their participation here, especially leading up to the Mandir Pravisham and for that, you know, aspect of our celebration.
Everybody. As far as I could remember, I remember why the temple was building. It wasn't actually complete. We were busy over Lat 13, busy cooking. All the devotees were coming in from different countries. Actually, I could remember. I clapped actually 165 roti. I could remember. And I could remember I cooked stew squash with paneer. And that wasn't even enough for the devotees, how many devotees were there. And then, I forget the devotees' name. They were cooking, they had to cook 500 bake, they had to cook pumpkin, and about 90 workers were here working, and they were actually quarreling for a prasadam because they were hungry, and that time was actually 8 in the night. That is a day or, I believe 2 days before the opening. Coming on to the opening was very exciting. We were very happy. We were very exciting, getting up everything, and we were very happy to hear Rupa Prabhu. Because when I go home, my elder son, he was asking me, that Prabhu is from where? He enjoyed every moment, and the mantras, everything was so clearly he could understand. Until today, he would ask me. And yesterday, I told him that I'm going to the wedding, and Rupa Prabhu will be the priest there. And he was very happy. He said, okay. For the opening, it was very exciting for all the wonderful devotees, and from then to now, the movement, it grows so big, and it will continue to grow by Srila Prabhupada blessing and Sri Sri Paramakarma.
Thank you, Mataji, and you know, thank you for enduring those burns of clapping those rotis, preparing prasadam for all the hardworking devotees, the workers, all the devotees who were engaged in preparing, getting all the ingredients for the ceremonies. It was a lot of services, left, right, and center, as they would say. So we'd like to hear a few thoughts from Mayapur Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we should have possibly been hearing from Sachisuta Prabhu instead of me. And of course we will hear from Hari Kirtan Prabhu. I didn't clap 165 roti. I ate probably about 5, but so we have all seen openings in Guyana of different mandirs, different religious places, even mosques and church. But there was something special about how we brought the Lord, or how we opened this mandir, Mandir Pravesham, as we would like to refer to it. Of course, everybody don't remember technical names, so we'll just call it by a common name. The very special thing about it is that if you can see in the pictures that were previously showing, there were many different yagya kunds, or places where fire were being lit and people were throwing their offerings inside, the offerings of rice and other substances mixed together. And that required some very high level of specialty. Of course, we had our pandit. Okay, that's not a good picture. We had our very dear Prabhu guiding all of those different personalities, but there were also personalities like Shanta Vigraha Prabhu, Srila Prem Prabhu, who's not here, Vishal Prabhu, Paramatma Prabhu, Prabhupada Prabhu. Of course, we heard a little from Prabhupada Prabhu, but there was nothing like what was happening here. So many yagya kunds, so many celebrations, so many devotees from different parts of the world, and it was grand, very grand. And I think from then to now, our celebrations have somewhat scaled down. So my thought specifically in relation to our celebration of Mandir Pravesham today is that next year, when we have this festival again, just before we have our Rath Yatra and our anniversary, temple anniversary in July, we're going to have this festival again. You see how beautiful that is? They took it off again. And when we do it next year, I'd like if everybody can participate in the same services that they did. So in that picture, we had little clay pots being painted by different devotees and brought to the temple. We had different arrangements being made, different decorations, everything was unique to that festival alone. And that was only possible because everybody took some little bit of service, which we don't usually do these days. We always, especially me, I always say I have work to do. I can't come to the temple. I can't volunteer for this. I can't volunteer for that. And I think it's not just me, but I'll say me for now. But next year, when we have this festival, you see we're doing a very small celebration today. Next year it should be grand. We should remind the Lord that, look, my dear Lord, at the time of Mandir Pravesham, when we had first come here, this is what we were doing for you. And maybe from next year we can start doing the same for all of the years to follow. In a sense that we encourage the Lord, my dear Lord, you have come and you're here, and we don't want it to seem like we don't bother want you. We're doing less and less, and soon we might not even do it. We want you to feel like you've come and we're going to do a bigger celebration each year so that you continue to stay with us as much as you have done so far. Yeah? That is a good thought? So I think that is just all I want to say, that from the very outset, we have been so grand in festivities, and to my knowledge, nowhere across Guyana has seen a festival that grand for a Mandir Pravesham. And I dare say even in the Caribbean, all of the festivals we have seen, there hasn't been any celebration like that. So we should continue doing large festivals like this. We should continue making everything grand for Nitai Gaurachandra. And hopefully all of us can see the need to come together and once again do celebrations like this. Hari Bol.
Thank you, my Chandra Prabhu, for those reflections and encouragements. So finally, we'll hear from Harkirtan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So for me, I'll be short because then everybody is waiting to see their lordships. For me, the Mandir Pravesham ceremony, or the moving over ceremony, was the start of something amazing. And that day was actually the last day of my exams for CXC. I wrote HSB the morning, HSB paper 1 in the morning, and myself and Dayalu Jagannath Damodar, we rushed down in a bus home for the Mandir Pravesham ceremony. I did feel like I was missing school because you finish school and you miss all your friends and this thing and that thing. But coming to the Mandir Pravesham ceremony, Tiger Chandra was telling me, okay, finish school, now you have to completely surrender yourself to me. So it was quite a wonderful time. And I remember, I still remember like snippets of it, especially one of the moments that kind of touched me immensely was, of course, seeing the big arrangement in our temple room here of the Yagyakunds and all the kalashes with coconuts and everything. And so many priests headed by His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu. I've never seen so many priests for any ceremony in my life, in Guyana at least. So it was really amazing to see. But beyond that, one of the most touching moments for me, I remember I was standing right here where this camera was, and where camera is, sorry. And when the altar opened for darshan with their Lordship Shri Paramakarunita Gaurachandra, see, good timing. They were wearing this beautiful blue outfit, and it was so amazing to have the presence of one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, His Grace Kratu Prabhu. He didn't intend, also, I didn't rehearse this, I promise. He was, he didn't plan to come, he was just passing through Guyana, so by Nitai Gaurachandra's mercy, he got to do the first Arctic ceremony of their lordships in our temple room. And after this was just the beginning, this wasn't what we were endeavoring for, this was just the beginning of the festivities leading up to a month or so after for the official opening ceremony of the temple on the 13th of July, 2016. And I remember from this day onwards, almost every evening, which I hope can begin sometime soon, and Mayapur knows what I'm going to say, almost every evening, at least myself, Mayapur Prabhu and Madhvasham Prabhu, we would be doing kirtan right here in this temple room for Shri Shri Paramakarunita Gaurachandra, especially after from evening arti, Sunday arti, Gaur arti in the evening, at least for 1 hour every evening. So I hope that one day we can restart that. And it was really, really nice. That month, almost, we were doing kirtan almost every day, if not every day, unless we had some programs. It was really amazing. So for me, this ceremony was amazing, as Jayaguru Prabhu is so wonderfully depicting. And I hope that next year, when we can organize an even bigger festival. And we hope that His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu will come again. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
And thank you, Kirtan, for those beautiful memories. So I'm sure many other devotees are here who participated in that occasion, sacred occasion of the temple opening and welcoming of their lordships back home here. So at this time, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the Pandit Krishna Sharmaji. Hare Krishna Pandit, thank you for joining us this morning. So Prabhupada was mentioning, we're going to go for Arctic shortly, but just to brief you, he was mentioning about next year. Why is next year will be so special for all of us? Several milestone occasions are there. We'll just give you a few. For ISKCON Guyana, it will mean 50 years officially registered. ISKCON has been officially registered. Next year, in 2026 October, will mark 50th anniversary of the official incorporation of ISKCON, the Hare Krishna movement in Guyana. And for us at Hare Krishna Study Center, it will mean a few things. The 10th anniversary of the Mandir Pravesham, the 10th anniversary of the 5 days inauguration festival, which comes together with Ratha Yatra festival, always second weekend in July. And also it will means 20 years of Ratha Yatra, Georgetown Ratha Yatra celebration. So you can see it will be grand, it will be a lot of seva, a time for us all to rejuvenate our spiritual lives, to have the wonderful association of devotees like what we had. One of the things that stood out in my mind for that festival was to see the attendance, to have the association of devotees from around the Caribbean from the US, Rupa Prabhu from the UK. So it's not just devotees from the local yatras, but from Trinidad, Suriname, His Grace Shanta Vigurpur, Rajashri Prabhu, senior devotees from our Caribbean community. So all of that would have made it a very, very memorable occasion for us. So we thank you all very much. Let us all please stand and come forward and pay our obeisances, thank their lordships for nourishing our lives over these last so many years in Krishna consciousness. Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jai Shri Paramakarnitai Gaura Chandra Ki Jai Shri Panchatattva Bhagwan Ki. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shanyavari Pashachari Shatarini. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Nityananda Jaya Gaura Nityananda Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Everyone,
Hare Krishna,
loudly.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, everybody. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Evo!
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Jaya Param Karuna Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Param Karuna Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra
Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Paramakaruna Nitai Gora Chandra
Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva
Tattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Shtadhara Sada Shishimad His Divine Grace Abhayacharya and Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Shtadhara Sada Shishimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Thakur Ki Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur Ki
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिर गोवर्धन की श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय श्री पानीहाटी धाम की जय गंगा माया जमुना माई की भक्ति देव की श्रीमद तुलसी देव महारानी की श्री गदाधर हरिनाम संकीर्तन की श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की बढ़त मृदंग की श्री श्री पारमकारिताय गौरचंद्र की जय श्री पानीहाटी चिर दाही उत्सव की जय श्री 9th मंदिर प्रवेशम एनिवर्सरी की जय द मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल लॉर्डशिप श्री श्री पारमकारिताय गौरचंद्र की जय सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद all glories to the assembly of the devotees all glories to the assembly of the devotees all glories to the assembly of the devotees all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada Namam Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashchachari Shatarini Hare Krishna, please have your seats as the Nishinga Pranam will be chanted.
Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Pralada Lada Ladaine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Silatankana kalaire Ito na singa parato na singa Yato yato yami tato na singa Yato yami tato Bahe nasimo hire nasimo Narasima marim sharanam prapare Tava kara kamala varenakam abhyuta singha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagarisha Hare Jai Jagarisha Hare Jai Jagarisha Hare Tanubringa Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagarisha Hare Jai Jagarisha Hare Jai Jagarisha Hare Jaya Narshingarev Jaya Narshingarev Jaya Narshingarev Jaya Narshingarev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj 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 Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Shri Prahlad Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai Shri Shri Paramakaritay Gaurachandra ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Shri Gaur Bhaktavrinda ki jai
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Paramakarnitai Gaur Chandra Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So just very quickly and briefly, just before we all assemble to honor Mahaprasad. So today's been the 9th anniversary of our temple opening, and also being their lordship Sri Sri Paramakarnitai Gaur Chandra would have once again came to this at a lot one, and have been residing here, nourishing our lives and helping all the devotees, giving all the devotees opportunities to serve. So we're very, very grateful and thankful to the lordships. We must also thank all the dedicated devotees over the years. If I am to call names, the time will not be sufficient. The number of hours for the remaining of today would not be sufficient if I have to list all the names of all the devotees. But nevertheless, please remember, we, on behalf of the temple management and all the congregation members, we are very, very grateful for your continued support, your continued service, your time, whatever contributions, donations, services you have been given for the last 10 years and even before that. So today's Sunday feast, we would have, for those of you who are here from the beginning, would have witnessed and participated in a small Vaishnava Homa, which was done in honor of the mother of our dear Narad Prabhu and his father Ramshir Prabhu. So Ramshir Prabhu and his family, they took the opportunity also to sponsor today's Sunday feast on Mataji's behalf. So we want to thank them for that. Also, just a week ago, the mother of His Grace Devish Narayan Prabhu would have passed on. Prabhu is here with us at the temple, and devotees were at his home, beginning from last Sunday evening, being there for kirtan, Gita reading, and so forth. Last Wednesday was the funeral. So both for Narad Prabhu's mom and also Devish Prabhu's mom, in remembrance of them and remembrance for their services, being part of Krishna consciousness, being in our association, especially those of us who serve with them together and being connected to them, let us all chant one Maha Mantra in remembering them together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I do remember Narad Prabhu mom, actually the entire family, when this temple, this center, many of you may not know or might not have been around that time, but Ramshir Prabhu and his family, they would have be coming here to the center and do monthly cooking seva, like cooking for the Sunday feast program. And so these devotees have, of course, no doubt, been very helpful to our community. So as a few of what is upcoming, so next Sunday, the 15th of June, is Snan Yatra at our ISKCON Shri Shri Garnitai Ashirvad Mandir. That's on the West Coast, Korean West Coast. And let me see if I just want to be clear with the timing. So that Snan Yatra festival begins at 1:30 p.m. next Sunday afternoon at Korean. Of course, Hare Krishna Study Center will have Sunday feast usual time, 10 o'clock. And then we'll proceed for the Snan Yatra. So 2 weeks after next, or after the Snan Yatra, the first Rath Yatra festival will be organized by Shri Shri Gaurnatai Ashirvad Mandir. That's on Saturday, 28th of June. Parade and everything will happen on the West Coast. And then later on, early in next month, the second weekend, beginning from the 10th to the 13th of July, we're going to have a 4 days festivity, which will culminate Georgetown's Rath Yatra, 2 days of Rath Yatra festival, Friday the 11th and Saturday the 12th. And so all the details will be circulated. I'm sure already a lot in terms of advertising, invitation has been going on. And of course, the 9th inauguration festival will be on Sunday the 13th. So the team of devotees who are integrally involved in organizing the this year's 4 days festival, they have already started a lot of groundworks. I was informed that VIP invitations went out along with other invitations to businesses, donors, well-wishers, friends, devotees. So just to let you know, we have invitations, different category of invitations, and we're encouraging you, if you can please assist us by doing the service of taking a few to distribute to your own circles of families, friends, work colleagues, and so on. Also, if you can, the posters you can circulate on your various social media platforms. And to remind you also, a poster, an invitation went out. The temple, the Hare Krishna Study Center, will be hosting summer camp in coming on to late July. The 24th to the 26th of July, a summer camp will be held at the temple for 1 week, as was done successfully last year. So we encourage you to please register and communicate with the appropriate devotees, Bhaktin Pratisha, Har Kirtan Prabhu, who are organizing this initiative. So at this point in time, we know that last Friday, was a very, very auspicious day. What was this occasion last Friday? Nirjal, Sri Pandava Nirjal Ekadashi. So we want to congratulate and we want to thank those devotees who took it, maybe collectively, maybe personally, to observe the fasting, to take on this austerity for the pleasing of Lord Hari, for Lord Krishna. As we hear so many times that this day, days like Ekadashi and other festival days, Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, they're all days of our mothers of devotion, where we get an opportunity to increase, whatever devotional activity we perform, we get thousandfolds and much more benefit, purification, all that. So let us put our hands together for all those devotees who would have attempted to fast and to observe and to engage in chanting, hearing, reading from the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, sharing their association to others. We are very grateful for that. And just quickly, we would like to hear from a few teenage, just